What's up, y'all? It's the MMA Analyst here to do my prediction for Strikeforce Miami. What do you guys think? I got the mic, I got the headset, you know what I mean? I got the camp. I'm kind of liking this, you know what I mean? I was just going to do it downstairs like I normally do. It's in my basement now. I was going to do it down there like I normally do. And my mic was broke. My little cheesy ass broke down mic, this thing here that I've been using. Right? And I was like, damn, it's broke. Let me go upstairs and see what I can do. So I went upstairs, and then, I plugged this in, and then I put and for some reason I always felt like I didn't want a mic in front of me. I kind of didn't want a big, whatever. But I did some adjusting and some arrangements, put the headphones on, and I feel like I look legit now. You know what I mean? Like, I should wear a suit. Yo, that'd be tight. Oh, damn, y'all. Oh, snap. I just came up with that idea right now. Yo, next video, I'm going to be in a suit. Same suit every time. I ain't rich like those other dudes, but I'm going to be in a suit, I think, from now on. Just a jacket. You don't got to see my shoes or my pants or nothing like that. And I'm going to be the MMA analyst like a professional, but I'm going to still keep it funny. Oh, yo, this is crazy. It's about to get grimy. But anyways, I could do it without the headset, but they don't look that don't look cool. Bam, coolness, official. But anyways, y'all. Yeah, just to let you know, the mic is actually for my music stuff, for me to do vocal ideas. I don't really do vocals, I'm not like a singer, but I'll put like something down. What the hell is going on? Crop circles in the carpet. Yeah, y'all know what that song is. If you don't, it's all good. Y'all probably know the cheesy version. But anyways, y'all. MMA, y'all. Let me tell you how important it is as I get into the very first fight that I want to talk about. A couple months ago, when I was on CagePotato.com, give me my money. When I was on there, I had read Nick Diaz versus, Marius Zaromskis. And I said, oh, snap. And I didn't realize, how much I really like MMA until that moment. You think you like MMA or you think you like something. And then something happens and you're like, oh no. And what happened? My eyes welled up with water. Because what had happened was like, I didn't have to wipe nothing, but whatever. What actually happened was basically, as soon as I heard Zaromskis got signed to Strikeforce, I said, yo, please, Strikeforce, please put this fight together. And I didn't know if it was going to happen or how long it would take and how long I'd have to wait. And then all of a sudden, it got put together like lickety-split. And now, I find out, not expecting it, don't hear nothing, have no clue what's going on. And then all of a sudden, it's together and it's happening in like a month and a half. Oh, y'all don't even know. I actually welled up with tears, with happy tears. And it's finally here. It's just 2 days away. And oh my damn, I cannot wait. Let's get right down into it. Nick Diaz. He's in my top 5 favorite fighters. He's got 20 wins, 11 by knockout, 6 by submission. He could have more by submission if he wanted. I mean, let's be real. Black belt Cesar Gracie. Loud mouth, but, backs it up so much. Coming off just a destruction of Scott Smith, destruction of Frank Shamrock, destruction of Thomas Denny, just raping people just all day. You know how he does very little power in his punches, and I think it's by choice, to be honest, because when he hits that body, he really turns the hips and bangs the body. When he hits the head, he just taps on the forehead, tappity tap, nothing too crazy, but he wears people down. And he wears them down, and he wears them down. And, if they want to take him down, they can get go-go'd, you know what I mean? Like UFC fighter Takanori Gomi. Damn, a lot of stuff going on in MMA. But yeah, he basically chooses to stand on the feet, uses his boxing, use his mind games, his talking, all types of craziness. And he just does his thing. In the UFC, he had some great fights. He lost to Sean Shirk. He lost to Joe Riggs. And he lost to Diego Sanchez. He also lost to Carl Parisian, but he beat Drew Fickett, beat Jeremy Jackson. But in all those fights, it was, decisions, split decision with Carl Parisian, unanimous decisions where basically dudes laid on him, and he was pissed for those fights. It's funny. He was real upset, after basically saying, these dudes are laying on me, man. They don't want to fight. And I'm like, yo, man, fight Nick. Fight Nick. He wants to fight. That's why he's out there. So, in Strikeforce, how many more people really were there for him to whoop on? You know what I mean? Not that many. And Strikeforce doing their thing, trending in the right direction. I'm going to have to do a video about trending. Where are they headed? Strikeforce. What have they been doing lately? Signed Dan Henderson, for those who don't know. Signed, Fedor Emelianenko. Signing Zaromskis. Bringing Aoki over to the States. Signing, Jacare. King Mo. Getting the stuff on CBS. Doing everything right. Trending in the right direction. Other organizations aren't trending in the right direction. Signing old dudes that, are on losing streaks and all types of craziness. But, hey, let's get back to the seriousness. He's fighting Zaromskis now. Now, in this fight, the situation is Marius Zaromskis has no slow button. Diaz is pop, 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 bam, pop, 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 bam, pop, 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 pop. Little slow high kick, pop, 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 pop. And the other dude just going, this don't hurt. This don't hurt at all, man. I could take this all day. I could take this all good. And then in his head, it starts to sound, I could take this all. Why is the room getting fun? I can't hear the audience. Why is everything going slow? Crack. Oh, that hurt. Oh, snap. I just lost a fight. That's what happens. Zaromskis goes out there and he goes, bow, and knocks people out. Just punch, kick, whatever it is. Flying jump kicks and flying all types of dumb stuff that just people don't really try nowadays. And he's doing it. You know what I mean? He's doing it. And when he handled his business in the Dream Tournament, went out there in the welterweight Grand Prix, took out Satoshi Ikimoto, took out Hayato Sakurai, and took out Jason High. The first fight was when he basically, secured himself fights in Japan for the rest of his life. Trying to pass the guard with backflips and doing jumping, spinning kicks and just ridiculous stuff. Then he went out and everybody thought he was going to lose to Hayato Sakurai, including myself. Knocked out Hayato Sakurai, and then he fought Jason High, knocked out Jason High, then he fought in the cage in Dream, knocked out home dude. Now he's fighting Nick Diaz in another cage in Strikeforce. This dude is serious. Now, he has 2 losses to Che Mills, and then he has another loss, in his second fight back in the day. I don't know exactly how good his ground game is. I know his wrestling game is improving. His takedown defense is looking really good, especially against some of these wrestlers like Jason High. His getting up ability, getting back to the feet once you've been taken down, that's good. His jiu-jitsu, it's not going to matter. No matter how good his jiu-jitsu is, Nick Diaz jiu-jitsu's on another level. It basically comes down to this. If Nick Diaz goes out there and says, yo, man, I'm going to play this smart. I'm going to go in, pop, 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 go for the takedown, get the takedown, submit him, use my black belt, use my ground wizardry to do what I can do. Yeah, Nick Diaz will go out there and beat him. But the very first thing I said was if Nick Diaz plays this smart. And Nick Diaz doesn't play many things smart. He plays things hard. He plays things for keeps. But he doesn't really play smart. Nick Diaz is going to go out there and he's going to try and pepper dude's forehead. And I think he's going to wait, until it's too late. He's going to do his thing. Bam! Clacked in the head. And now he's going to try and go for submissions. Try and go for takedowns. And that's one of the weirdest things about MMA is people going for their bread and butter when they're half knocked out. That's not the time to go for bread and butter. You don't go for bread and butter, at the last moment. You do your bread and butter because that's your bread and butter. You go to it. That's your go-to move. And I think what's going to happen is by the time he realizes, oh, damn, I really need to handle my business, He might be half out cold, unconscious, laid out on the ground, back flat, looking up, staring at the sky, but not seeing anything. You know what I mean? The lights, like behind me, coming down, and meanwhile, Zaromskis will be doing backflips all over the cage, landing them properly. And, the thing about this fight is I hope Diaz wins because I really like Diaz. I really like his style, and I really like how he does things. But I hope Zaromskis wins because I want him to continue his rise. You know what I mean? A win over Nick Diaz is a huge win. A huge win. And, this, we could be watching history here. Like, he's coming off this Che Mills loss, and, maybe he's never looking back. I don't know. And that's why it's interesting with this Zaromskis character. He's going to come out, dressed up in his Street Fighter attire. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great-ass fight. I hope whoever wins, it goes as long as possible. I hope it goes to decision. I hope it goes to, 1 second left knockout, 1 second left submission. This is fight of the year candidate before it even starts. I'm so excited. You can hear it in my voice. I got to move on or I'll just talk about this forever. Who's going to win the fight? I got to pick the guy who throws hard. I got to go with the guy who can knock out in 1 second. I got to go with Zaromskis. Who am I rooting for? I'm rooting for the fans, y'all. And we can't lose in this fight. We can't lose. This is going to be a sick-ass fight. Thank you, Strikeforce. Thank you. Next fight. Cyborg Santos versus Marlos Conan. This is going to be a really tough situation for one of these two. And I'm not talking about Cyborg. Conan's coming in here with some good grappling abilities, some good ground game, some good wrestling, and coming off a win over someone who had previously defeated her. But there's not really much, I believe, that she can bring to the table against Cyborg. Cyborg is going to be hella crazy strong. Cyborg's going to have the striking that she has. She's going to have the power, not just strength, but power. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Conan is big enough, strong enough, just grimy enough to go in there with the beast that Cyborg is when it comes to female MMA. You know what I mean? Straight up. Cyborg, what do we need to talk about? You know what I mean? We really know everything we need to know. She went out there. She defeated, basically either the number 2 or the number 3 woman in the world in Gina Carano. Tara LaRosa is the only one out there that I think is like maybe, big enough, wrestling enough, strong enough, whatever, not to give Cyborg a chance. And I don't even think she's fighting anymore. So, beating Gina Carano, being the top dog right now, it's like the situation with Anderson Silva at, at middleweight, or GSP at welterweight, or Fedor at heavyweight. It's just like there's a top dude, and just, give them guys that maybe have a chance to see what they can do. But I don't think Conan's going to be able to come up with the win here. I'm definitely going to have to pick Cyborg Santos by a first round oh no-ism. We know what that is. That's when something happens to you. Oh no. Damn. Next fight. Again, Strikeforce. Thank you. A lot of people are talking bad about this card because, the undercard is filled with a bunch of unknowns. And they've got, a 0-0 guy against a 1-1 guy on the main card. And then a wrestler on the main card, and then 2 solid guys on the undercard. But not many cards out there have more than 3 solid fights on it. You have 3 solid fights, a couple fillers in the undercard, and that's what this has. Except for some of them are some really good fights. This one here is one of them. Robbie Lawler versus Melvin Manhoef. That's another one I said, damn, trending in the right direction. You got Robbie Lawler, guy that likes to go out there, stand and bang. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? You're going to put him up against Scott Smith and all, you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? He already fought him twice. What's next? Who's out there? He already fought, Ninja. He fought Trig. What do you want to do next? So what do? They go and they find Melvin Manhoef. They grab him, basically out of around the world, because he ain't fighting in the States. And they bring him over here, and damn, now he's fighting at Strikeforce. This is some good-ass stuff. So, Robbie Lawler likes to stand and bang. Melvin Manhoef loves to stand and bang. Absolute wrecking ball, power machine, just disgusting power. He's fast. He comes out with the chain wrapped around his neck and a collar and someone holding on to the leash attached to that. I really hope we can see the entrances. I really hope we can see the entrances, because there's some good entrances. But basically, this is a stand-up battle. Robbie Lawler, veteran in the game, 24 fights. He's got 18 wins, 15 by knockout. Knocked out Scott Smith, TKO Ninja, knocked out Trig, knocked out Eduardo Pamplona, knocked out Joey Villasenor, knocked out Flinko Vitali twice. Just good fights all around. Lost to Nick Diaz though. Oh snap. Anyways, and then you've got Melvin Manhoef. 31 total wins, 31 total fights in MMA. We ain't going to talk about his kickboxing. 24 wins and 23 by knockout. Good Lord. And, he's coming off of his knockout over Kazuo Masaki. He's got the knockout win over Mark Hunt. Big-ass, strong-headed Mark Hunt. Knockout over Kazushi Sakuraba. I mean, anybody he goes in there, he lost to Gegard Mousasi. He lost to Paulo Filho. And now here we go. Bang, bang. What do I have to say about this fight? This is a win fight, man. This is another we win. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to lose, but it's not going to be the audience. It's not going to be me. They're going to go out there. Melvin Manhoef's going to do his thing. Robbie Lawler is going to try to do his thing, and I think he's just going to get done. And I think it's going to be nasty. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be fast. It's going to be hard. It's going to be violent. And I've definitely got Melvin Manhoef taking this fight by vicious ground and pound after a knockout, like on the feet. Basically, knock him out, and then the referee doesn't get in for maybe 3-4 punches too late. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Get off him. Get off him. Melvin Manhoef, let the man live. Let him go home. So, awesome fight. Awesome fight. Next fight, Herschel Walker versus Greg Nagy. Instead of talking about what do I think is going to happen, because I don't know what the F's going to happen. These dudes are both beginners. Herschel Walker's never fought before. Greg Nagy, he's got like one fight or two fights, and he's coming off a loss. So, instead of talking about all that, let's just talk about Herschel Walker. This dude's just a weird individual. I do believe he has, what's it called, like a split personality situation. This dude said that he doesn't remember his whole Heisman, year. The year he won the Heisman, he doesn't remember it. I guess there's, another personality was taking over that whole year. He's 47. I don't know how long ago high school was, but since high school, he's been doing 24, this is what he says, 2,400 sit-ups in the morning and 1,200 push-ups every morning since high school. Sleeps 4 to 5 hours a day. Eats only once a day, and it's around midnight. Just out of control. He was in the Olympic bobsled team, football, track. He's just an absolute beast in the physical aspect of it. And I guess, when he did his test for the athletic whatnot, he scored higher on his physical than anybody else that had ever taken the test, in that athletic commission. So, how good is he a fighter? I don't know. Supposedly, he's got, a lot of years in Taekwondo and he's a black belt. I know you can get a black belt in Taekwondo in like 30 days. You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly how important that is, but you know, I don't think I'm gonna come and see, you know, Machida version 2.0. But he's in mad shape supposedly, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, and he's got some willingness to learn. He's in with a good camp. He's training with AKA. So, you know, if I want to just put up a 47-year-old man with all that though, and put him up against a one-on-one guy who's the underdog, according to Vegas and the betting sites and whatnot, and the guy's skill set wasn't all that amazing, I gotta go with the human, you know, robot or whatever you want to call him. So I'm gonna go with the actual cyborg. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is not really human. Like, you figure you 25 years get up every single day and do 1,200 sit-ups, 2,400 sit-ups, 1,200 push-ups, only eat once and only sleep for a couple hours. I'll take that guy in a fight against anybody that's 1-1. So, last fight, Bobby Lashley versus Wes Sims. Bobby Lashley, you know, I can't hate on what Bobby Lashley's doing. I'm sure if he wanted to, he could have like tried to go places and get paid massive amounts of money off of the fact that, you know, he was a popular wrestling figure, a hulking physique, huge, and he's got some star quality. But what he's actually doing is what I wish more fighters would do, which is taking your damn time. Take your time. Fight a few guys. Get some ring experience. Get some cage experience. Take it slow. Learn stuff. You know what I mean? Learn about yourself. Don't learn about yourself in the cage against the champion. That's not a time to learn how it feels, you know, to take a punch or to take a championship world-class kick to the ribs. That's not the time. Take your time. Learn about yourself. You know, develop your game, go out there, and then maybe you can be a champion by your 10th fight. Maybe by your 9th fight. Who knows? But just take your damn time. And now I know a lot of young guys do this because they have no choice. They're nobodies in the game. So, you know, Jimmy fights Billy and one of them wins, and that happens until, you know, they go to the UFC, and then, you know, then all of a sudden they're 3-4-0, like Todd Duffy. They get a big knockout, and then I want to fight the top guy in the world. F all that. Take your damn time. I like what he's doing. He's fighting Wes Sims. Wes Sims taking the fight on short notice. He's never been known to be a guy with like great cardio. You know, his ground game is none too special. He's basically lost to every big name guy he's ever fought. He's fought a lot of guys, but he's lost to every big name guy out there. He even lost to hockey player Steve Bossy in Canada. He lost to Travis Fulton. You know, he lost to Daniel Gracie, Tim Sylvia, Anthony Hardong, Mike Kyle, Frank Mir twice. You know, he's 0-3 in the UFC. Like 0-5 against guys who fought in the UFC. He likes to fight, and he goes out there and he's an entertaining guy. But when it comes down to it, he doesn't really have the skill set for this fight. I believe Bobby Lashley will go out there, throw a punch, take him down, and then, you know, ride it out, do his thing. Wes Sims will gas long before Bobby Lashley does. So there you go. Only other fight I'm going to talk about is Joe Riggs versus Jay Heron on the undercard. Joe Riggs coming off 4 wins in a row. His last loss was to Kazuo Masaki. In his wins, he beat David Barnes. He beat Phil Baroni, Luke Stewart, and Nick Alman. Now he's fighting Jay Heron. Jay Heron himself is coming off, I believe, 5 wins. He's got a win over Jesse Taylor in Strikeforce. He's got a win over Jason High at Affliction Day of Reckoning. I was there to see that. I'm always going to mention that. He's got a win over Mark Miller, Chris Kennedy, Delson Heleno. So it might be 6. He's on a 6-fight winning streak going into this fight. He was the IFL welterweight champion when the IFL fell apart. He's got good hands. He's got good wrestling. Trains with Extreme Couture. This should be a good fight. Riggs, he also has, he's pretty well rounded. He's got 15 knockouts, 11 submissions out of his 32 wins. This is going to be a pretty good fight, I believe, but I think the main thing is that Jay Heron's hands will be far superior, in my opinion, to Joe Riggs' hands. And if it does go to situation of, takedowns and takedown defense, I believe Jay Heron will be able to weather that storm. So I'm going to pick Jay Heron by first or second round knockout. Undercard, hey man, it is what it is. I'm not really going to go over that. It's hard. I might call myself the MMA analyst and do all right, but there's no use pretending like I know who these guys are. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happened on this card, 10 solid times. So, you might need to go to Sherdog or something and talk to home dude over there. He those guys might know it, but I'm not really aware of every dude out there. I should have known these Brazilian dudes though, but whatever, y'all. Strikeforce, Miami, January 30th, fight of the year, please. That can't disappoint. The only way that fight can disappoint me is if Diaz goes out and gets knocked out in 30 seconds. Then I'd be like, damn, I waited for that? For a 30-second knockout? But then even still, I'll be like, wow, we got something on our hands here. We've got a monster on our hands. Yo, tell me what you think about the setup. I'm digging it. Man. I'm liking it. I feel official. I even feel like I'm, talking hype. Because, I feel like, it's a radio show, you with MMA XL radio. No, you know what I'm saying, not late night, slow R&B groove. I'm talking, hardcore MMA radio. Anyways, y'all. MMA, y'all. You know what's important. Peace.